Hey, so today is gonna be one of the, I don't know, you can maybe call it a tough video. My voice is a little strained today, which makes sense, I guess. It's something that's on top of all the other stuff. So today I just feel like talking to the camera. It's been a very slow day and quite painful, actually. Like I've tried to run away from the pain, uh, just feeling slow, feeling low on energy, feeling feeling brain fog. I guess, um, which has resulted in me using the screen a lot, watching a lot of YouTube, and it's been okay. It's been okay. Um I guess you just have those days, right? Where you don't have the motivation to do a lot. But I do have a hard time when I don't have the motivation uh, because I want to do stuff. But if you don't feel good doing it, uh, it can be very hard to do anything. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to record something while not being hyper motivated and on top of things and having a clear voice. I got my pipes destroyed at the jiu-jitsu. All my opponents went for my throat and my neck, so it just gradually built to be worse and worse, and it hurt a lot. And then the final battle, this guy baseball choked me, which is basically like a move that you don't do because it's very painful. But some guys do it to show that you expose your neck and then you're going to be punished. Like not but to make you remember to defend your neck and throat. But it was just a combo breaker of like all the other opponents also having something to do with, like, I had someone just constantly controlling me by using the throat. And I think going into the training, I was already like supposed to relax, take a break, and I really pushed it at the practice. So my uh, you know my thinking, my movements, they were all slow, which makes me more vulnerable to attacks. So it was just crazy, and it's clearly affected my voice, and I can't speak loudly because then it hurts. Yeah, so I decided not to go today to kind of heal the body, heal the throat. Um, and when I don't get to like do my routines, I kind of feel a little bit useless. Like I wanted to use this day to get these things done, and but I don't feel like. So for me personally, I have a hard time spending an entire day doing absolutely nothing. So I guess I just need to forgive myself and allow myself to take this time to relax and feel good about relaxing. Even though, well, maybe I feel some sort of guilt by forcing myself to a point where I have to relax. And it's not like a planned, or like I didn't listen to my body at the right time. So now I'm forced to recover. And forced recoveries and relaxation days meant that you pushed it too hard when you could have just skipped something on the days before. But shit happens all the time. And it may also just be that it's winter time. I generally feel that when winter time arrives, I feel stronger and I feel less pressure. I like winter time a lot, because in summertime it's like you have all this pressure that you need to have fun and you need to feel good all the time because the sun's out and it's warm and you need to do this and that, and there's so many plans in the summertime. Well, there used to be. Now I plan my own time, but yeah, so I like that there ain't as much pressure in the winter time. And maybe that's just me. I don't know. I think I have the strong desire to fix all my problems. Monetary problems, health problems, addictions. And not like I try to be perfect, I just hate being a slave. And what I realized is that you only realize you're a slave to something when you try to quit it. It's like a drug addict saying, I can quit this if I want to. But it's only when you try you really know if you are addicted to something or not. And it's not like addiction has to be a bad thing. We are all addicted to food because if we don't eat food, we won't survive. We are addicted to sleep and so on, right? So every individual has to find out whether their addictions are bad for them, keeping them from living a life they deserve, or if their addictions are fine. Like I'm addicted to going to jiu-jitsu class because it's just awesome. Even though I get hurt sometimes, I love the community. I love the guys. I love the girls. There aren't many girls because they usually get scared off or wiped out or yeah. There was just one girl returning. She had just returned from her second knee injury, and you don't want to get knee injuries. That can harm you for life. She was actually the one to fuck up my throat. And then the next and the next. She was really skilled, very cool to see. So yeah, I don't think addiction has to be good, like a bad thing. Yeah, so I have this very strong drive to overcome certain obstacles in my life in different arenas. And I'm making progress, and I'm proud of myself, and I feel great most of the time. But I just think I'm so damn hungry for success. Like standing atop the mountain. That when these days arrive where I pushed it too hard, I get restless. But maybe I have to realize that you can also be very successful at relaxing and taking it easy and allowing the dance of life and just be one with it. And that also includes being very tired sometimes. Yeah. 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 So another thing, I just saw this video called, I think it's called Advice from an Old Man. And he's an old man in his, maybe he's 90 or something, maybe in his 80s. And like you can just tell, like old people, they just have a lot of experience in life. They are very good at just taking it easy because they've realized that it doesn't really matter. Like, not that it doesn't matter, but like you have to do all these things, right? That are good for you. But that's not the point. The point is, no matter what you achieve, no matter how hard you work, we are all going to die at some point. And and what we always had was the present moment. So that includes being present when you're ill, when you have these off days, because you don't need to progress all the time. But actually, his main advice was was actually always to try and become more knowledgeable and always seek higher answers. Because when you do that, your world expands and you get wiser. So trying something new, trying like learning a new skill or mastering a skill in whatever arena will expand your world and expand your consciousness. So I guess in some way that's what I feel when I have these off days. Like there is no motivation. Like I don't feel anything. The day just have to pass. And then I don't feel inspired, and I don't feel like my world is expanding, or it's just the same. And when you're caught up in a just loop of just watching some videos and eating your next meal, that's all fine and good, but I would rather spend the time learning something. Or spending time with my son, which I'm going to see tomorrow. It's going to be great. Yeah. That's also a big part of me being maybe a little too harsh on myself when I don't spend the day in a very productive manner. Because that would feel like time wasted, because I don't spend it with my son, being there for him. I just want to be there for him all the time, show him the way. And for me to show him the way, I have to be able to show myself the way, which I am doing on the most part. But it's very hard to find like a middle ground for being ambitious and trying to do a lot of things in life. Like the middle ground between that and then being uninspired all the time and not doing shit and only being selfish and not having higher goals. So you have these two extremes. And I don't know if there is a middle ground or if I even want to have a middle ground, because I love going full throttle. Going full throttle with things I enjoy is just great. And going pedal to the metal with the living life with my son and just feeling all that amazing life force. I can do that 100%. I want to do that 100%. And that's why I sometimes maybe go 110, 120%. And I forget that if you want to live that life, you can't, your body won't allow you for a lot of bad habits, because everything that you do takes some sort of energy, takes some of your life force. And the more bad habits you have, which are mainly you just receiving dopamine without giving anything back, that sort of drains your battery. And then when you're done doing that and you try to get back to work, there's a debt to pay. Yeah. So I'm talking about super stimuli. Could be porn, too much sugar. And I'm talking like you eat candy every day and like drink Coke all day long, and you miss your sleep schedule, so you get to bed too late. Like, these things add up. You watch too much television. And most times all these things combine because they are all so damn easy to get into. They require nothing. And being very productive and being on point, sleeping on time, talking to actual women, which are going to challenge your opinion, making real food that is not processed, reading actual books, working out, learning new skills to start new careers or become a master in some hobby that maybe later you can monetize. That all these things, they require real effort. So you're always on this ledge of like taking decisions, putting in some sort of work, which requires some sort of discomfort, or just diving into the pool of comfort, where you don't have to think about anything, you just have to receive all the dopamine and all the sweetness and just forget. Now, in these two different pools I just described, of course, there's going to be middle grounds, and you can have fun and you can receive dopamine without doing anything in moderate amounts. But when you do it to extreme, that becomes escapism. And it only becomes escapism if you're trying to escape something. But most of the time, I don't know if I'm trying to escape something. But most of the times, I do know. So it's always going to be very intricate, I guess you can say. It's a part of learning why you do what you do. But one thing I do know is that when I put in the effort in the other things I described, I always get rewarded. Every time. Physically, mentally, spiritually, always get rewarded. It's always worth it. But I read this book about the brain when procrastination is actually a fear of getting hurt. Like your primal brain knows that there will be some discomfort, but it's just made up in the brain. But your rational brain, like our highly developed part of the brain, is last in the decision making. So you have two layers on top of that, which is the primal brain, and then I can't remember the name of the other, but they are very basic, and it's like fear, the unknown. We can't deal with that, so that's why you procrastinate. And that's why it gets worse and worse and worse the more you procrastinate. But you know, the second you actually overcome that feeling and you trick yourself into doing something, it's just easy. Like all that thing, it just disappears, and then you get into your flow state. If you still have your attention span, and if you don't, then you have to work on that, of course. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I guess that's what I've been thinking about. And to finish this little video, I think I'll just say, like, these days where you don't feel a lot, you feel demotivated, you're even depressed, and everything is going against you, I guess what I try to do is not allow any sort of talking bad about myself, like negative self-talk, because that's only going to make things worse. It's always about just accepting. And I also tell myself this right now. That's why I'm making the video. Just accept. And the things that you worry about will dissolve by themselves. And tomorrow is a new day. And not only negative self-talk, also negative self-behavior. Don't be self-destructive, because that will only prolong this process. It's about doing things that are good for you. And if everyone tries to understand themselves, they will learn what for them specifically is bad behavior and what is good behavior. Yeah. All right, so thank you for watching, and leave a comment what you do on your bad days. Maybe just tell me anything. I'd love to know. Yeah, over and out.